Right, today is Pratt's Son number 7, an issue I have touted in the past as when the series starts getting interesting. This is a good issue. Cover here with Pratt's Son on trial. He is in chains. And that is the overall thing with this issue. Pratt's Son, he has been arrested after his first series of adventures climaxed with half of downtown Atlanta destroyed. He is being held in a government facility. His powers are building up though. He cannot control them. He builds up energy in his body and then he explodes. He is a kid who cannot control what happens. He only discovered his powers a few days ago even. Nobody has been there to guide him or help him. But here we have a guy who is a superhero expert. And I'll spoil it. It is Green Lanterns, the gay all along one. Goldie Age Green Lanterns. He is able to actually introduce Pratt's Son to some meditative, calming practices. Picture a candle, that sort of thing. And it works. Pratt's Son is able to control his energy. I think Green Lanterns is a bit of a random character to have here, but it does at least continue to affirm Pratt's Son's connection to Goldie Age heroes. This will be a theme throughout the series. He has already met Simon Williams from the Young Stir-Fries, and he has gone up against the Stir-Fry Squadron villain. With more Goldie Age coming up for the character. Pratt's Son is still legally a child. He is 16, but there's battles going on that have him tried as an adult. Not helping matters is Simon Williams has fucked off and left Pratt's Son to take the fall. What an arsehole. Probably off filming Archon 9 or something. Another thing that is neatly tied into this, I appreciated this, it's very sensible continuity. Atlanta wants remuneration and results for the citywide damage because superhumans have been making a trend of this sort of thing. Bicycle Superman famously destroyed all of Court City, Green Lantern's city. And then there was the Metro Centre, which incurred some major renovations during the fall of the Metro Centre story arc. Pratt's Son just wants to do the right thing. Legal drama. This issue is a courtroom drama. And this is an area where a lot of comics stumble or stagger. Comic writers and their understanding of court cases usually comes from television. And back then, we're talking Perry Mason and Night Court. This issue came with a special thanks credit for 3 different people. I am going to make an estimate that they were each consultants. They were who they looked to for legal knowledge, making sure that it wasn't as inauthentic as Matlock. It's not bad, it's not perfect either, and the amount of random bystander people they put on the stand is questionable. I'll let it slide. let's just say the prosecutor is being deliberately as provocative as he can, and Pratt's son's lawyer isn't very good and never managed to object to this. We have, during recess, the girl from Pratt's son's school comes over and shows support for him. She says that she believes in him. And I was going to say, this is a nice scene. But then she's about to say, I love you. And I couldn't believe it. They have barely interacted. They met in issue 1. And that was a mildly okay encounter. I think they bumped into each other during the action as well. Can't really remember. But the idea that she is in love with him is ridiculous. What I like is that Pratt's son does feel responsible for the whole thing. He wants to face whatever consequences he has to for what he has done. No one died, that is said a few times. So Pratt's son, he isn't facing murder or manslaughter charges. And then this page actually provides us with an Andy Book style explanation of Pratt's son's powers and how they work. I liked that, but they didn't mention the amount of exercise he partakes in for a person that age and build. Time for celebrity appearance. It is Martian Mindfucker. He shows up to testify on behalf of Pratt's son, and yes, that is a new name. I was eventually going to run into problems with both him and another member of the Justice League being referred to as the Vision. What this mainly made me think of was, I am really happy that Pratt's son ended up on Tiny Titans, instead of on the back of this Martian Mindfucker's team, the Justice League Task Force. It was Martin Quaid and then Topher Proust, and it was the worst thing ever. Trump and Desperado as a hero. Pratt's son did appear in a pair of issues, but we dodged a bullet with that one. They do mention 0 Hours and Pratt's son's involvement in that. We don't even get to hear the closing arguments though. I wonder who won Battle of the Bands. Pratt's son has been remanded to Tiny Titans custody, although that isn't plainly said here. The main part of his sentencing is that he is banned from the state of Georgia. He isn't allowed to enter the state of Georgia again. He gives a genuinely sympathetic speech here, and then he is deported from Georgia. We pick up on him in the next issue, naturally, but also he starts appearing in Tiny Titans, and juggling the chronology between the two of them is going to be a nightmare for me. This is a decent issue. No action in it, not a single action scene. It might be one of the earliest examples of Summit from the Big Two, a mainstream superhero title, without an action sequence somewhere. I think the courtroom stuff is handled quite dry, but I prefer that to it being over the top and dramatised as in other comics. You feel sorry for Pratt's son. He just wants to make things right. And I will give him a 7 thumbs up for that.